Good morning from Yami BTV. Wishing you all well, of course. Now, breaking news of some kind coming in with my first video of today, and I believe it's really, really relevant. And I go on to explain the 130-year-old unsolved case of the legendary folklore Jack the Ripper, who was believed to have murdered 5 women, possibly more, has become now rather conclusive with who it was, right? So Aaron Kamiński, a Polish immigrant who worked as a barber, we notice he was one of the suspects at the time of those murders, but there wasn't enough evidence to charge him with anything. But it is believed that he had ties to the Freemasons, which could have been a motivating factor. But I can't give you too much on that because it's not really factual to me, hearsay. But what is definite is that he was put in a lunatic asylum and he stayed there until he died. So there was obviously some kind of feeling that probably some knew that he'd done it without there ever being any evidence. So last year, it was reported that somebody was selling a shawl from around about that time in the Jack the Ripper, what do they call it? Memorabilia, if you like. Don't quote me on that, but I know for definite that somebody bought the shawl and it was tested for DNA, and where one of the victims, sadly, Miss Endowes, right? Her DNA was on that shawl all them years later. But what they did was get the Kamiński's older brother's great-great-granddaughter, who were willing to help Mr. Edwards, who wrote the Ripper book, in giving her DNA, because it's Kamiński's older brother, and the DNA was a match with the victim, Miss Endowes. Now, the victim of one of the victim's relatives, great-great-granddaughter to somebody else, right, has rightly said that over the years, the story of Jack the Ripper has been sensationalized, made into TV dramas and much talked about, but nothing ever is really reported on the victims. And that even though it was all those years ago, that there is a family tree. And I've met many younger boys and girls who lost their fathers through lives of crime, who hear stuff about murdered dads and mums along the way, and hear things and want some kind of closure. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It matters to the victims' families, no matter how many generations down the line it is. Okay, so they are having a tribunal, an inquest, another one, where Mr. Edwards and the victims of whoever's left, and one of them I just mentioned, are asking for a new inquest into naming and making everybody know that conclusively now the case has been solved. Yeah, so it looks like that's going to go ahead, and I'm all for it, to be honest. Because closure at any stage in life for victims of, especially these crimes that have been sensationalized. You know that I'm on record for already saying that I don't believe TV dramas and films should be made about serial killers and murderers in general. Films, I mean, and TV dramas, right? They shouldn't be made. It's like a kick in the teeth to those victims, and for all generations. And I'm all for documentaries in exposing serial killers and rape, child killers, and showing the kind of people that other people could be living with, and you don't know that there's serial killers of all the kinds I've just spoken about. But documentaries raise awareness to be aware of the people around you, because sometimes they can seem like normal, decent human beings. Other times, we know, like with BELFIELD, they made a TV drama out of that. What must that feel like to some of the victims? But no, we support this, and it's a very good thing for me, especially as I explained already that I don't believe in the sensationalizing and the TV dramas. But once again, I reiterate, the documentaries I think is fair cop because of the learning, the awareness, etc. Coming up in a minute, another video again to do with rejection and what I think about this other sad, tragic case that's come to light in the last 3 days. But wishing you all well, sending plenty of love.